Giraffe Things by Becca Cairns. Fred is an expert giraffe who lectures at the Giraffe University on giraffe things. Giraffe things includes eating leaves from tall trees, running fast without breaking your knees, Pythagoras' theorem because angles are important, basic geography, and how to do a long drop poop without splashback. Giraffe Things is the most popular degree course at Giraffe University, followed closely by giraffe history and international giraffe relations. When Fred was just a child, he had absolutely no idea that he would be the top lecturer on giraffe things at Giraffe University, but life is often surprising, full of unexpected twists and turns. For example, when Fred was just a juvenile, gangly teen, one particularly pleasant summer day, he was wandering through the savannah when he saw his brother Harold crossing rather too quickly, rather too excitedly, across the gravelly terrain. Harold stumbled on a small loose stone, fell hard and fast, and broke not one, but both knees. Harold died right there on the plains. In the many biographies and think pieces that have been written on Fred, this unique experience is cited as one of the many influencing factors on the academic's life, for on that day, Fred learned firsthand the importance of running with care when one's legs are 5 feet tall. He also learned the fleeting nature of life, how death comes to us all, and the fleeting nature of happiness. But philosophy is, even among giraffes, unpopular, and only for the whimsically unemployed. Fred likes to tell people that he is an expert on giraffe things because he is very wise and clever, and worked very hard in life to achieve all his unique wisdom, including studying giraffe things to the very highest level. This is not true, though, as Fred sometimes confesses to the bar giraffe at his logo, where he often cries into his giraffe scotch. The bar giraffe is the only being who knows that Fred flunked his midterm exams in his second year, and that the university exchange he supposedly attended in his third year was actually ungraded. She also knows that when Fred said he was traveling to the States to complete his PhD, he actually went to India to find himself. Several years at a yoga ashram, perfecting his downward-facing giraffe. It was at this time that he met Paolo, a rather seedy giraffe with a history of petty theft and forgery, who gave him a fake PhD certificate in return for a little favor. Fred's time as an international drug smuggler is the actual reason that he can perform a long drop poop without splashback. Though this detail does not appear on his resume. The truth is, Fred did not even want to be a lecturer or university academic, but when his yoga practice failed because giraffes do not care much for peace of mind, flexibility, or balancing the chakras, Fred was at a loss for what to do. His girlfriend at the time, who was uncharacteristically pushy for a giraffe, said she had a friend at the university who needed a research assistant. Perhaps Fred could apply. It would help everyone forget about that ridiculous hippie phase, she said. Fred realized she was right, although he was rather sad because it had not been just a phase, but his deepest, truest exploration of self. Of course, as soon as he became an academic, everyone had forgotten that he'd been anything but. Fred learned the names of all the books and all the studies and all the researchers who had completed the studies, but he never bothered to actually read those texts because that would take too long. In all honesty, Fred did not like doing research, so he made things up. And because they were not too wild or outlandish and actually made some sense, nobody questioned it. When someone asked for a research paper on, say, medieval giraffe odes about tall leafy trees, Fred would muddle together a list of quotes and references that were entirely his own and didn't involve any pesky, time-consuming research. Suddenly, everyone at the university wanted Fred to do their research for him because he was, in their words, the best and fastest. What had begun as a way to make his job easier actually made his job harder and busier than ever. Fred had so many requests from so many departments, he had to make up 100 different things a day. And it became very confusing, so Fred did what any sensible giraffe would do under the circumstances, and he wrote it all down in a book. Fake references and all. That is how Fred came to write the definitive text on giraffe studies and become one of the most sought-after lecturers at Giraffe University. Sometimes Fred feels like a fraud. When he looks in the mirror, Fred knows his own worst enemy is himself, something the bar giraffe often tells him as she pours him another giraffe scotch. Fred feels guilty because he is not actually an expert in giraffe things at all, and is educating an entire generation of young, optimistically naive giraffes in matters in which he has very little formal training. On some days, Fred wants to start his lectures with the truth, that everything you have ever been told is a lie. But whenever Fred finds his mind wandering to these dark, self-loathing places, he looks around at his savanna space, the largest in Giraffe University, and gazes up at his acacia tree, the tallest and leafiest on the entire campus, and he counts his hundreds of thousands of giraffe dollars that he has in the giraffe bank. And he remembers, he is an expert in something.